I work with expecting moms and moms that already have children, and a mom asked me today if I had any kids, and I was like, "Oh," I said, Not yet, but, I really do want kids," and the way that she, like, said "aw," like, the pain within her own voice of being able to hear that I didn't have that, and it really stuck with me, and I didn't, really try to ruminate on it because I've been really trying to get in this mindset of that my body is not broken. Things that all that I've seen on your page about how my body is not broken, I am okay, and that my time will come when it's meant to. And that has kinda helped me get out of it a little bit, but it's hard.
It is. It's hard. It's one of the most challenging things you can ever go through. I know when you've been trying to have a baby and then you're working with it and then you have that. It's challenging. Yeah. But I love how you're like, okay, it seems like you're feeling it and then you're trying to not get stuck there and redirect and using your mindset, your thoughts. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So Lauren, thank you for joining me here today. And
Thank you so
so
much for having me.
my pleasure. Yeah, I'm really grateful. Normally, I would say this will be confidential, but you so graciously are being open to share and allowing your journey to, share with others so other people can learn and not feel alone on this journey. So I just want to thank you for that. It's really special.
Thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Share with me, um, what in your mind, what would you like to get out of today? If we could just get one thing dialed in today, what would you like to happen?
Clarity on really what to do next, and that doesn't just feel like, it's just another 10-step routine or, like, all these things to change, but, like, almost kind of a beginning of a game plan to kinda start walking the road. Because sometimes it feels like I'm off-roading this thing and that I'm not really, like it sometimes doesn't feel like walking towards the goal when it feels like the goal's so far away, or like you're not seeing the things that would lead to it. So just some clarity and maybe a little hope with just hearing that, I mean, my body's doing what it's doing, but that it's not just gonna necessarily do this forever, and that there can be changes made and things of that nature.
Okay, so clarity and hope. All right. Let's do that then. Let's do that. Okay, so let's get started with tell me I went through all the paperwork, so thank you for filling it all out. I know I ask a lot of questions. Um, I know it's very in depth, so thank you. Tell me a little bit about what's been working for you. What have you been doing that's been working? And I am taking notes, by the way, so bear with me. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Um, well, that's hard because working feels like a positive test.
Mhm.
Aside from that, recently just having a mindset shift of just not constantly ruminating on in a 2-week wait or just in general, like, it was just constantly just thinking about wanting to be a mom and just constantly thinking about having a baby. Mindset shifts and, taking care of myself because I realized in this journey of wanting to be a mom so much that there was so much worry that I wasn't truly caring for my body in all the ways that I needed to, which then weren't laying healthy foundations for a baby to be in there. And I mean, I have to take care of myself before I can take care of a child. So just
Very true.
really self care and emotional care has been what's been helping me a lot lately.
Awesome. So what does that look like?
I've been meditating. I've started stretching. And when I stretch, I listen to scripture, and that really helps clear my mind and calm me. Praying, taking the scripture where it says to pray about everything and trying to do that instead of worrying about everything because I tend to default to that. And trying to eat the best that I can and eat nourishing foods and the eating enough calories and protein and all those things.
Okay. Great. Those are all really great things. That are really great things. Let's dive into the nourishment piece. So what are you doing to nourish your body?
I am in the mornings eating breakfast soon after waking, as soon as I can. Um, I've cut out coffee because it makes me too jittery. So I was like, maybe we just don't need that. Um, and slowing down when I eat
Mm, very
because
good.
I eat so fast and I have to catch myself to chew enough and to it slowly and calmly and not it's like, "Hey, yes, sometimes we have an allotted amount of time when it comes, like, lunch breaks and stuff, but I don't have to scarf it down in 5, 10 minutes. I can take the full 30."
Yeah. Great. That's really important. So I was reading your form and there's a lot of digestive issues there. Yeah. So do you think it's because of the way you're eating or what's going on there with your digestion?
I've kind of always had digestive issues, like, I've all after eating would always burp, like, even being really young, so I kinda wonder sometime if it's, like, an actual gut health thing, like, to the core.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, it seems like it because there's a lot. You mentioned like bloating and indigestion and some bowel movement challenges. So that is it you're alternating or is it
Yes.
uh-huh. Yeah. So there's a lot going on there. So I love that you're allowing yourself to slow down before you eat. So you're actually chewing your food and allowing the stomach acids to kind of get up there and do their job. That's really important. So great. So those are some of the things that you're doing to take care of yourself. So breakfast, what do you have for breakfast?
Been doing toast with banana and peanut butter, and I've also been doing toast with cottage cheese. Now I'll probably need to get a vegetable in there in the morning too, but it's I'm allowing myself to start slow because if I do something all at once, I get really overwhelmed and then I wanna quit.
Yeah.
So I'm building the routines slowly, one by one, and it helps me not feel as overwhelmed.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So what kind of toast do you have?
Dave's Killer Bread Power Seed.
Oh, yum. Okay. Good choice. Very good choice. And then when do you eat next or what do you eat next?
I'll do a I'll sometimes do a snack, like, kinda like a meat stick or like a beef stick just to kinda hold me over before lunch, and then I usually have lunch about 11 or 11:30. I try to, if my workday works with me because I visit, families in their home, so it's very sporadic of when I'm doing that. It just depends if I'm seeing a family at that time, but I try to eat at, like, 11:30.
And what's a typical lunch? What did you have for lunch today?
Day, I had leftover Japanese, so it was rice, broccoli, mushrooms, and steak.
How often do you eat steak or red meat?
Not as often as I'd like because 'cause I'm not wonderful at cooking it, so I'm mainly eating chicken or ground beef, but, trying to get more salmon, but salmon can be tedious to to prepare sometimes, but I'm kinda trying to get over that too. It's like, you gotta put good foods for good outcomes sometimes, so I've been trying.
100%. I love that you said that. It's true. But good foods for good outcomes. Yeah, it affects every single cell in our body. So good for you. Yeah, just really shifting that. Yeah, so salmon's actually really easy to cook. Yeah, it's just making sure it's not overcooked or undercooked. But it's usually pretty easy once you get it.
It might be a skill thing. I'm not the best cook. I'm learning more and more. My poor husband, but we're we almost been married 4 years, and he he wants to stick around, I believe. I believe he wants So, but he's happy that I am starting to cook more because tonight I'm gonna do sweet potatoes and ground beef,
Okay.
and it's kinda like pulling teeth trying to get him to eat a vegetable, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try some broccoli or some peas.
Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah, vegetables are really important. How many servings do you eat a day?
I'm growing in this,
Good.
s not not a lot at this point, but I know it's kinda one of those things about the good foods, good outcomes. It's like, I need to increase these things. So I've been the closest thing that I've implemented to a vegetable, which I know it's not, is avocado, but it's a fat and it's good. It's that's a win slightly.
It yeah, yeah, I love avocado's amazing for you, for your body. Yeah, that's great. A sweet potato is a vegetable, so
Okay.
yam, potato.
About that. Silly.
So, would you say, like, 1 or 2 servings a day maybe, or
1 at this point, but I'm wanting to try to get it up to every meal having some kind of a vegetable.
okay,
Which is
what
gonna
kind
be
of
a breakfast, but we'll see.
vegetable what kind of vegetables do you like?
I I know corn's not the best for you because like, the digestion, but I like corn, I like the potatoes, I like, green beans, and I do like broccoli, and I like cauliflower.
Carrots?
They're not my favorite, and I know they're really good for you, but they're just taste-wise not my favorite, but
How
I'm
about
gonna
beets? Do you like beets?
I don't think I've ever tried a beet.
No? Okay.
No. I'm willing
Mm,
to.
great, that would be a really good one for you. What about greens? Collard greens or some type of
Um,
green?
I like in I guess this would kinda be, like, more in, like, the salad range, but, like, the spinach leaves, I love those. I
Okay.
can I can put that in, like, pasta or, like, eat it as a salad, I really enjoy that.
Okay, wonderful. So those are some things. Do you have a pad and paper with you?
I sure do.
Okay. So those are some things you probably wanna jot down to incorporate so it's easy. So when we go shopping for if we have it easier, ready available, we're more likely to eat it, especially
Yes.
when you already are have the intention there and the mindset to really wanna add that in, so that's half the battle. Then the other half is getting it there so that you have it available to do it, right?
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you start, like you said, just starting small, a little bit at a time so you don't do a lot of waste and you just get in the habit of doing that. So
Yes.
salads are great. One thing, red meat is important as long as it's clean, grass-fed, no hormones, chemicals,
Mhm.
antibiotics. Those things are really important when we're eating our protein to have that clean protein. But the red meat is really important during our fertile years because you lose blood every month. So we need to rebuild that blood, right? So in general, making sure you're getting I love that you're having avocado, that's fantastic. Avocados are so healthy for you. And then what is one thing that you feel you need to stop doing?
Eating, like, anything fried or, like,
Mm.
honestly, probably pizza.
You like
Pizza
pizza?
and sweet. Yeah, my husband loves pizza, and so that's usually readily and that's so easy because 'cause you're able to just either you call it in or you just throw it in the oven and then on you go. So I'm trying to find things that are still whole-ish foods that are able to just go in the oven quickly instead of having to do a whole lot of prep because, after you work all day, you're not necessarily feeling just like, "Okay, I'm ready to put another hour into things." I'm just kinda like, "I just wanna put something in my mouth and be able to chill."
Yeah, are you hungry at the end of the day? You hungry and tired or what? Oh, um,
Um, like, right now, I'm kinda hungry right now. I don't know if I could eat a full meal, but I'm not honestly, I'm not tired. My
oh,
energy levels are okay.
that's great. Great. So your energy's good. That's good. I was going to ask you about that. Okay. So what would need to happen so that you could have healthier meals at night, or help you prepare to cook easier meals, or what would need to
Uh,
happen?
I've found that if I do buy meal go into the grocery store, it's a lot easier than me just buying all of it because it's just sometimes seeing a whole lot feels very overwhelming to me. So if I just buy just Tuesday and Wednesday's meal, then I make those things, have the leftovers, eat all that we can, and then go on to the next thing. That's been that's been helpful because there before this, when I didn't just fully have the mindset of just like, "Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna have to eat the things that aren't my favorite because they're good for me," but I wanted to be in that mindset, but I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna do it," and I would just buy all the things, and a lot of groceries went to waste because I was just I felt so overwhelmed of like, "Okay, how do I cook this?" And I also did recipes I'd never done before, so it was just new, 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 and it was just like, "Oh, no." My brain was like, "This is too much," and so
Too much. Uh-huh. Right. So if you go shopping then like every 2 days or every 3 days, like what does that look like if you were going to do that?
Um, eggs, avocados. I'm almost out of avocados, and I got avocados on Sunday.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
Let me try again. Let me rephrase. If you're going to go shopping to prepare, how often would you go? Like when would you go? What days would you go and do that?
probably at the beginning of the week, and then maybe, like, Wednesday or Thursday if I didn't have enough
Okay.
for the rest of the week.
Does that work in your schedule? That works for you? Okay. Are you doing that now?
Yes,
You are
yes,
doing that
that
now. Great. So you're preparing your meals more. You already started that. Amazing. So then what would need to shift then to add more vegetables and healthier protein?
I'm just gonna have to do it. There's not probably, all that much that could happen other than just putting the thing in the cart that's not my absolute favorite, but knowing that it's gonna have a health benefit and just kinda I don't wanna say suffer through it, just get through it, just eat it. I mean, because
Yeah,
has to be a way to make them delicious, but also still nutritious.
there are. I mean, and it's also habits, right? It's a habit. So, you're in the South kind of, right? So you have that culture is not a lot of vegetables, and if it is a lot of vegetables, they're fried or they're in a lot of cream sauces, right? In general, a lot of fried potatoes, meat and potatoes type, right? That culture. So it makes it more challenging. So you have to. I love that you're adventurous. That's really helpful, and then finding ways, exploring, and finding ways to help them. But you're absolutely right because the fried foods and the packaged foods, all those things are damaging for your health and for your fertility massively, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you know, so I'm reinforcing. I just want to reinforce that. But for your husband too. Yeah, for him as well. So where do you need the most support there? Do you feel like you have that handled, or do you need more support around that, making sure that that happens so that we get, because ideally you want to get up to a minimum of 6 would be an average, servings of vegetables, 6
A
and
day?
a day, yeah. Uh, for optimal health, we're looking at 8 to 10 servings of vegetables a day. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, I know. So, yeah, so you're having about 1, which is a great place to start, and then we definitely want to bump it up so that have 2 and then 3 and then 4, and I like your idea of adding it in different times of the day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That'd be great if you're already cooking it and preparing it. How does that feel for you? Does that feel overwhelming, or does that feel
No, it's sometimes the cooking daily that can feel overwhelming, but the more that, I'm getting into that habit, the more that these build and become, like, past the 30 days when actually it's become a habit and I'm doing it, I know it'll become a lot easier. I've really just probably just in the past 2 weeks have been like, "Okay, this has to happen." It just I'm not getting the results that I'm wanting. I'm not and I'm, of course, all over TikTok, all over social media, it's just like, "Eat this and do this and all that," and so I'm like, "Okay, okay, I can't take all this plethora of information, I just have to go little by
Yeah,
little and implement it, and
right.
I'll start
Per
seeing improvements."
I love it. So you sound like you have a very clear plan, so you sound clear to me. Are you clear on all that? Yeah,
I think so.
okay, so the goal would then be to slowly as fast as possible get get up to 6 servings minimum a day, and then for optimal health, you'll wanna get to 8 to 10, say 8, ideally, right? And there's, supplementation as well if you're having a really hard time. I really highly recommend that you eat your vegetables as much as possible, but if you really needed to, you could get, like, a green supplement. Just make sure that it's, just being careful with that. Yeah. So your eating habits are gonna play a huge role in your fertility, and they're gonna play a huge role in your hormones, and they're gonna play a huge role in your cycle. So you shared with me your cycle's a little bit long, that it's been that way for your whole life? Okay. And you've always had pain with your cycle? So on
Yes.
starting of onset?
It's there are some months that I don't have a lot of pain, but it's m like, the past couple haven't been all that bad, but, like, this one has I mean, it's hard because I feel like that is so personal to each person because like somebody could be like, "Oh, I'm in a ton of pain," and like their pain tolerance is totally different than mine. And to me, that would not be a lot, or would be like, "Oh my gosh, like how are you even functioning right now?" So, but see, when I'm comparing pain, I'm thinking like when I had a kidney stone. So
Oh, wow.
it's
Yeah.
not anywhere close to that painful, and I'm able majority of the time to do the activities that I need to, unless it's that first day. Sometimes I need a heating pad and some Tylenol and time, and I'm okay. It's not every cycle. It is
Did
a
you
little
say time? You need time? A
I
heating
know
pad,
I'm
Tylenol, and time? Is that what you
yeah,
said? Okay.
I have an accent. Probably
I love your accent. If I start talking like you, it's just because it's not by on purpose. It just happens. So I might start talking like you. I start saying y'all and all that. I love it. I love it. Okay, so, um, but your diet is going to impact your menstrual cycle. So that's going to be one of your clues when you start getting rid of those foods that you already started, like the sugar and the fried foods and the dairy. I don't know how much dairy do you have in a day?
with the mainly cottage cheese, and then sometimes when I have don't have leftovers, I'm doing, like, a turkey sandwich with avocado, and that has cheese on it. Um, but is there, like, a better cheese that I could find that I could put, or should I just cut that out altogether?
Well, there's two schools of thought, and it depends how fast you wanna move. So, you're kind of in a place. I'm gonna say you're in a healing place because your menstrual cycles are painful, and, um, so I think that it would be good to eliminate it for a while to decrease that inflammation and just see how you respond. That being said, if there's no problem with dairy, I usually recommend limiting dairy to, 3 times, 4 times servings. When I say times, 3 to 4 servings a week maximum. So not a lot of dairy. And then when you do dairy, you want to do the full fat dairy. So your pizza night would count for a serving or 2 or 3, I don't know how many slices. So we have to be real careful. But just while you're in that healing phase, and then you would reintroduce it to see how your body responded. Like you'll be like, "Oh man," you're seeing a change in your cycles. And when you see a change in your cycles, we're gonna be looking for not only the decrease in pain, but the quality of the blood. Right. So, y you've mentioned that you have some dark brown blood. No clots though, right? Is that correct? No. So that's good.
Had clots this cycle, and I haven't
You
had
did.
since starting trying to conceive, and so that was strange to me. I don't ever see that, so I was like, "That's weird."
Okay. So that's something I think you might see a big shift in when you decrease these foods that are inflammatory. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So what kind of I don't want to overwhelm you, but we'll kind of chunk it down. So if you were to add vegetables, maybe kind of cut back on that on the dairy, and the packaged food, the fried foods, that I think that could be really, really helpful for you. You know, one of the places I like to start when I'm working with clients is we do a gentle detox. Like I have the Fertility Godmothers detox program where you eat really clean and you do a shake. So something we can talk about that maybe if that's something you're interested in. But really, I mean, even if you did like a whole 30 idea, the whole 30, just that can be really, really helpful. So we have to remember we're eating all day long. We're eating every few hours, right? 3, 4, 5 meals a day.
Yes.
So it's important. Do you drink any soda or anything?
No, and if I do soda, it's not really soda, I guess, if it's the Olipop and the Poppy, but if I am having anything, it's like that. I mainly drink water.
Great. And where do you get your water from?
Um, we see, I'm wondering how, reputable this actually is, but we have the Brita
Okay.
that filters out, like it's like the elite one that, like, filters out all of the lead and all of that stuff. So I have been doing tap again because for a super long time I was doing water bottles, but I'm trying to eliminate the plastic as much as I can because there's so much plastic everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, good. That's important, and I like that you have a good filter. It's really important to have that filtration system to eliminate that, but not eliminate the nutrients of the water, like a reverse osmosis or, what's the other one? Distilled water. They had depletes all the nutrients from the water, so you wanna make sure that you're doing more filtered than something like that, so that's good. Yeah, very good. Alright, good, and how much water do you drink?
I'm pretty sure this is 32 ounces, and right now I'm drinking 2 of these a day, which I know isn't enough
No, it's
for, like, my
great.
body weight stuff, but I'm working towards that.
No,
I don't
it's
know.
a
I haven't done the
yeah,
math of dividing it by 2 to
it's a great start. It's a great start. Does your husband drink, water?
he does. I think he drinks probably about maybe, like, 3 or 4 bottles a day while he's at work, but he's
Okay.
a soda drinker.
He is. How many sodas does he have? Do you know? Do you have any clue?
He'd maybe have, like, 1 or 2 a day. It really would just depend the day because we don't normally have it in the house all that often. So, maybe 1 or 2 a day, but also his, company he works for, they have, like, a stocked fridge sometimes too, so I don't know if he's only picking the water or if he's picking the soda sometimes too.
Okay. So that's important. And, does he how's his eating habits? I know he likes pizza and he doesn't like a lot of vegetables, but what's the rest?
It's pizza, chicken, it's mainly, like,
Like
fried
fried
food and
fried
breakfast food.
chicken?
N no, like, kinda like chicken nuggets, but als not nutritious. But, yeah. He has told me though, he's like, "Hey, if you're making it and it tastes somewhat decent," he's like, "I'll eat it." And I'm like, "Okay, good, because I want you in this with me 'cause it takes 2, and you are important in this equation as well, so I would
Yeah.
love for you to join me."
Yeah, that's fantastic. And is he on board? He's on board with that?
He's not
Yeah.
thrilled about vegetables, but because I was like, "Well, is there a way that I could make broccoli that you think you would eat it?" And he's just kinda like I could just see his face and just being like, "Yuck." But being like, I'm almost" and I don't love the texture of beans, but I
Mhm.
know I need to eat more beans because of fiber, so they may just be, blended and put in, like, a sauce or something like that just so we're getting the
Right.
additional fiber, but
Mhm.
I've been
But there's also other sources of fiber. I mean, beans are great. They're full of iron and, um, fiber, so yeah, they're great, but if you don't like them, you could and your main purpose of having them is for fiber, you can do, like, gluten-free oats or, have your Dave's Killer Bread once in a while, brown rice instead of white rice, which, may be a challenge, I don't know. But, like, really kind of integrating so it's really is a big shift, but I like you said, just taking one thing at a time. And it sounds like you cooking is gonna make a big difference, right? And then just kind of making sure that you have support around that so that it doesn't get overwhelming,
he'll
right?
help me once we've kind of, like, established because 'cause we're kind of like menu people, and once we like something, we usually just, like, eat that a lot, so if I can find a
Okay.
staple that he really enjoys and that I really enjoy, we're probably just gonna have it a ton.
There's um, a website that I find really good, and healthy. It's called the mediterraneandiet.com. Easy, easy, and there's videos, usually it's a 30-minute type of situation, which that's more of my lifestyle, like, quick and easy, and, food's delicious, so you can check that out, and I can yeah, they have some great chicken recipes. I've done most of her chicken recipes. I haven't and a fish recipe I've done. But, yeah, so that's a good place to start, the mediterraneandiet.com. I really like her recipes. Yeah. Okay, what about does I know you don't drink, you said, but does he drink? How
Yes.
often? How much?
Uh, it's more like a weekend thing, but, sometimes when he's with his friends like, the Super Bowl, he he indulged, like, he a lot,
Okay. But
but
in
usually
general, yeah, most of the time.
generally, maybe, like, 3 or 4, like, in a sitting, it would probably be, like, 3 or 4 beers, and that would maybe be the weekend, like, he doesn't drink throughout the week.
And does he do that just 1 day, or does he do that 2 days?
Probably 2, I mean, it would just depend how often we were going over to his friends' houses, but probably 2.
Okay. So, your husband is not gonna like me.
No, oh, no.
I'm sorry. Uh, so he's gonna be someone that doesn't like me. So, listen, as we're talking about I know we're mainly focusing on you, but we don't wanna completely eliminate him completely, especially in this type of situation, because you guys have been trying and you're both young. You both need to be as healthy as possible. And so his just his eating habits and his drinking habits are really affecting his sperm. So I when you haven't had, any testing done yet, when are you planning to do that?
When I tried to call, I was just like, "Is that something a primary doctor could do?" And they transferred me to, like, an endocrinologist, and I'm like, "I thought that someone, like, simply could do this because it's literally just, like, one little test," but they were like, "No, you have to do all of these labs to be able to do this one," and I was like, "Okay, I've always been told this is a lot easier." So I'm just gonna have to do some research and find a whole different doctor than the one that he was using because it just seemed but as soon as possible, but I've kind of already but maybe a medical professional telling him this, he will receive better than his wife because 'cause I'm like, "Hey, like, studies show that it affects with motility and all other kinds of things with sperm, so, like, probably don't need to be doing that," but men like their beer, but
Yes, and beer is one of the things that is the least healthy for us and ages our body the most. So he doesn't necessarily have to cut it out 100%, but I would limit it to 4 a week. It's literally no more than 4 regular size cans because I know they got those giant things.
glad you said that. I'm like,
So, but like 4 drinks, 4 whatever that is, whether it's whiskey or a can of beer, whatever the serving size is, no more than 4 a week would be really important. But beer is one of the things that affects sperm quality and longevity the most. It ages you faster. So, yeah, and then, the sodas as well. Is, just drinking the water or switching over to the sodas that you like to drink,
He
the
doesn't.
sparkling water. Yeah, he doesn't like them. So sometimes, but it's all the sugar, right? It's and all the other chemicals that are in the soda that are so toxic and harmful to his sperm and to his health. So, yeah, so no more sodas ideally. And this is why I start with a cleanse because this gets you launched into these healthy habits quickly, and you detoxify because I'm gonna tell you, it's not gonna be fun to detoxify from these. He's gonna feel it. Does he drink coffee as well? No. Okay. No tea. So no. Okay. That's fine. That's great. And then, so he needs to have water. And then what about exercise? How are you both with exercise?
Um, my my job requires like I'm moving a lot because it's like teacher-esque work. So I'm lightly active, I would say. And then when I'm home, I'm trying not to do anything that's like real intense cardio or anything like that. So it's kind of more like yoga, stretching, calm. But I probably could. I know I need to probably increase that.
You're trying not to do intense cardio? Is that what you said?
Well, it's hard because you see lots of different things from other people. Because some people are like, "Hey, do this and it'll get the blood flowing," and then that helps with the blood flow, and other people are like, "Hey, it's gonna affect your cortisol if you do HIIT workouts, so don't do that." And I'm like, "I don't know. What am I?" 2 different
What do
people are
you
saying different.
what do you like to do?
I like to dance.
Oh, okay.
That's always really fun to do. I've found some really, like, fun workout dances or even the Just Dance that, the game, they have some of the dances just on YouTube that you can just pull up that are those are I like doing that. It's actually something that's fun to do, but also has a benefit.
Yeah, yeah, gets your heart rate up? Yeah, do you break a sweat?
But yeah, 'cause, there's a specific song, it's called the Rasputin, and it's crazy. I mean, you're, like, dropping low and kicking, and
Yeah?
I'm winded at the end of that one. I'm like,
I'm gonna have to
"Okay."
check this out. That's so fun. Okay, so fantastic. So absolutely do that. Do that. Yeah. Do what lights you up, do what's fun. And the reality with exercise is it helps reduce stress, right? It helps actually reduce our stress. So it helps increase blood flow. And the more muscle we have, the more energy we have. And the more energy we have, the better every single cell functions. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's super important. Circulation, oxygenation, all the type energy. So yeah, so dance. So how many times a week can you go dancing in your living room with your YouTube?
I probably could do 7. I'm not currently. I'm kinda I don't know, I've just been in this mindset of trying to slow down and calm my body. Uh, so I've been mainly just doing the what would be considered yoga or stretching just to create, like, a peaceful environment, but I can
Yeah.
implement the dance more.
And yoga is fantastic, and I agree with all of that. But we also do need the cardiovascular. So you don't have to do 7 days a week. I would love for you to but it sounds like you move a lot, so you're probably getting your steps in. But you don't have to do definitely 7 days a week. Just what would be a good place to start?
3?
3, and then would you still continue doing your yoga?
Mhm. It
Great.
it keeps me calm.
Great. Yeah, the yoga is fantastic. It's really good. So then you have a nice balance, right? And strength training is also really helpful, but start here. And I think that'll be really, really good place for you to go. So kind of circling back to semen analysis. So how it works is You definitely want to go to a place that does semen analysis all day long. So whether you're going to a local reproductive endocrinologist and doing it in their labs, or you do one at home, which I can prescribe for you a semen analysis to do at home. But you don't want to do it at a regular lab because you want somebody who that's all they do, count sperm, look at the sperm. And when you're doing a semen analysis test, you want to look at the numbers, the motility, the morphology, and you also want to make sure you check like white blood cells or any types of infection. So those are some things. So you really want to get the whole picture. So you want to go to a place that does it right and not just looking at, the numbers of the morphology or the motility. Sometimes they don't even do morphology. Morphology is the shape of the sperm, and that's so those are all very important. Does that make sense? So I just wanted to share that with you because your doctor wasn't necessarily wrong. It just that you want to make sure you're doing it in the right place. Okay. So and there's a bunch of different ways to do it. It's becoming really easy these days. So I can share that with you later if you want, if you need
That would be great.
some support with that. All right. Okay, going over I want to since we're kind of on the labs thing, I went over your labs and some additional labs I would like you to test that I didn't see that you sent me is your TSH, your thyroid. Okay, most likely it's normal, but we want to just kind of check that box, make sure that your TSH, and I would love a full thyroid panel. Your iron and ferritin, like your total. So we want to look at it, make sure it's absorbing and how much iron you have. Okay. And then your vitamin D was very low.
Mhm.
So vitamin D, and this is important for him to get some labs done too, so we can look at all these things. So the vitamin D we need to elevate quickly. It's very important for fertility for both of you. It's important for egg quality, sperm quality, implantation. Really want to get that vitamin D up quickly. So for you, because of where it's at, I would recommend that you do like 5,000 units twice a day for maybe 2 months and then retest. So you'll want to retest that in 2 months. So where are we? We're in the middle of February, so March, so the middle of April. And make sure that, and we like to see it when we say we, like, functional medicine doctors, people who are into optimal health, we like to see vitamin D at the higher end of normal versus the survival end. So we like to see people thriving, right? So, but you're below, so you got a ways to go. We need to get you up there pretty quickly. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then what about for you for other tests? Because your hormones look okay. I know your estrogen was a little bit low, but what other tests have you been open to taking? Has there been any discussion around that?
Um, there really hasn't been any discussion. When the doctor saw my labs, she, told me that I needed to see a fertility specialist and that I needed to be on progesterone because that's what helps most people, and so she prescribed it, and I filled it, and I just stared at that bottle, and I was just like, "But she didn't say my progesterone was low, she just said that it helps most people, and we don't know what it looks like throughout all of my cycle," and I never took it because I was just like, "Wanna know what's actually happening in my body before I just blindly throw something in my mouth."
Mhm. Yeah, that's good to understand that. Have you had a scan of your uterus or your ovaries to see? No.
No, I I've never really thought that that was something that I would need because my gynecological appointments came back as normal, but of course, that's all super, super internal, not what they're feeling, so but that it may just be something that I have to look into.
Yeah, I think because of it's been a long time. We need to look at your husband's sperm quality. It's going to be really important. But we also want
Mhm.
to make sure that and this is Like a lot of women think like you, so I totally understand. But what they don't realize is, you could have a polyp or a fibroid or something that's blocking implantation, or you could have a blocked tube. You're not going to see that on a normal pap smear, right? So we need to rule that out. So you do want to get that checked.
So you said a scan of my uterus, and what else was that?
Yeah, so you can do what's called an HSG, a histosalpingogram, HSG. It's a dye test. It's not a fun test. It's not fun. And, I don't know if your insurance would cover or not, but because it's been over a year, then a lot of tests can be covered by insurance if you have that coverage, especially for diagnostics. Um, y but it's what they call the dye test. Have you heard of that?
Have and I've heard a lot of women say it was very painful.
Yeah, it's not fun, but it's really important.
I'm
So
definitely
one
willing to go through pain to understand things. I'll
Yeah,
be
but
okay.
first get your husband to do the semen analysis, right? Let's start there first, and then, 'cause it could be both of you. It could be both of especially when I'm looking at his eating habits and what he's putting in his body, it's gonna affect him so much.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Is this
Absolutely.
helping you so far?
It is.
It is. Are you looking for something different?
No, I think, I think you just kinda want that just, like, golden answer that's gonna, like, fix everything, but it's gonna be several things that compound on top of each other that create the result. So, well, I guess really what everyone's probably looking for is the positive. So, but
Right. No, I hear you. I know people are looking for I love how you put the golden answer or the one thing that's gonna be doing it all, but that's just not the reality, right? So all these things compound the quality of the environment, your eggs, your uterine environment, his sperm. So we have to take care of that. And then we have to make sure that everything's functioning properly, right? So there's some tests. But while you're doing those tests, you can be getting healthy and taking care of yourself, right?
absolutely.
And improving that environment so that when it comes the right time, you can increase your chances and get pregnant. Yeah. Do so I wanted to go over tell you to run those labs. I feel like there was something else I wanted you to run. Um, but are you taking any supplements?
Prenatal, has a lot of, like, additional supplements. Like, I'm pretty sure it has some vitamin D in it, but clearly not enough of what I would need. I don't know if that would be considered when it's like an all-in-one type thing. Um, kind of, because the prenatal, but maybe not if it's not additional ones.
Okay, so you're only taking a prenatal. What
Yes.
what are you taking? Which one are you taking?
Needed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good prenatal. Part of me wonders, you will definitely need some additional supplements. It's not enough in there. And it's normal I mean, here I'm in California and I'd say 80-90% of the people have a deficiency in vitamin D. So it's very, very common. Um, but my main supplements that I like to recommend for basic would be a good quality prenatal, a fish oil, a good quality fish oil, and a vitamin D. Those should be like the basic. And then we just need to check the vitamin D levels to make sure they stay in that optimal, they get in there and they stay in that optimal range, right? In your blood work, it showed that you were also deficient in B vitamins. So a B complex could probably be really helpful for you. But then we got to look at your gut health, right?
Yes.
Because there was a lot going on there. So if you're not digesting and breaking down the foods and getting it to the right areas, you can be taking all the supplements, eating all the right foods, and it's not going to matter. So we got to work on that gut health. So part of that is calming the nerves. So doing your yoga, doing your breathing, slowing down before you're eating, I love all those things. And then also changing the foods that you eat. So that can be very, very helpful. But we do need to work on that digestion. So that's something that I'm going to make a note of to work on gut health. Okay, and then your exercise is good, and and your energy is great. You said give me a number 0 to 10, 0 not being wanting to get out of bed, and 10 being the most vibrant you could ever want to be.
Like a 7 or an 8 because I just wanna stay in the bed. I just wanna stay in the bed just because sleep's so good. But, yeah, I sleep pretty well,
Right.
and I'm pretty rested when I wake up. It's just kind of one of those just kinda like, "Oh, this bed is so warm, and I love my husband, and I just wanna," and we just that's the girl will struggle to get up because 'cause he'll just grab me, and we'll just cuddle, and I'm just like, "Okay, I'm happy. This is my happy place. I don't wanna move."
Oh, well, that's different. That's special. Yeah, I love that. It's good to cuddle in the morning. What a great way to start the day. A
I
little
know, I love
snuggle in the morning. That's great. Tell me, how do you manage stress yourself?
not well, it feels like. It's getting better, but because in the beginning of all of this, it was just constantly ruminating on wanting to be a mom, and so that was just to the point that it was creating physical symptoms with the anxiety and all that of, like, my chest, my stomach, and all those things. Um, how I am now is listening to music that calms me, praying, and writing out what I'm feeling too to just kinda get it out of me so it's not, and I'm looking more into, like, somatic exercises. It's not something I'm real familiar with, but just kinda like that tapping and stuff, because the very first time I ever did it, the lady
Oh,
was like, "About 30 seconds to a minute, you're probably gonna start crying," and it was just almost, like, instantaneous. I could just feel things just the emotions just coming out, and I was just like, "Okay, let's just." I'm trying to get all this stuff out of me.
yeah. Oh, so that's great. So you've done the tapping. Do you know how to do it? It's so powerful.
Watch, like, a guided video that this lady has on her TikTok, but I think if it I mean, sometimes there aren't moments where you can pull out your phone if you're feeling that overwhelmed, so to learn it myself would probably be beneficial.
Beneficial, yeah. Um, yeah, can I share with you an exercise that helps when you're feeling overwhelmed and just something something real simple. So go ahead and one thing you can do is go ahead and stand up.
You're just gonna see my stomach.
That's
Okay.
okay. Oh, you're tiny. You're tiny.
I'm
Okay.
small.
Can you move the camera so I
That's
see
okay.
your face? Or
No,
no? Or can you scoot
maybe,
back?
maybe.
Yeah, there we go. Very good, good. So now I want you to think of a time where you felt really anxious and stressed out and overwhelmed. You said overwhelmed. Think of a time. You got it? Let me know when you're there. Take your
I'm
time.
there.
You're
I'm there.
there? All right, great. Great. Now, I want you to go ahead and shake it out. Go ahead. I want you to take a deep breath and smile. And then I want you to tilt your head up and look at the ceiling with a smile on your face and think of that thought and get real stressed out and breathe. Get real stressed out. But keep that smile on your face, looking at this and breathe. Why are you laughing?
Not sure.
Are you feeling stressed?
No, not really. I feel
No,
kinda
exactly. Okay. Okay, we're good. Go ahead and relax. Um,
Man, I was like, "Oh, I feel like a goober."
Huh?
I said, "I feel like a goober."
Yeah, I know, that's funny. But you can't look at the ceiling, have a smile on your face, and breathe. You can't feel that anxiety. Did you notice
Yeah,
that? You're trying to think of the thing? Did you do Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty cool, right? Okay, so that's something quick and easy you can do. But the tapping, is fantastic. I love to do tapping with my clients. It's so, so good. So, yeah, keep that up, and then, but that's something that can help you right away. Can you tell me a little bit about your anxiety? Like, what's going on? What triggers it? What's going on there?
Well, I saw on a podcast recently where when you see someone else have the joy of having a child, you wanna share in their joy, but it's also your biggest pain. And that's something I typically deal with. I'm trying not to cry. I deal with daily because I'm having new moms that, either they've just had a baby and they are enrolling in the program, or they're pregnant and they're enrolling, and so I'm constantly seeing people get pregnant, sometimes people that didn't really want another child, but now they're on their 3rd or 4th or 5th, and it's just it can just be anxiety inducing, my job can be, because it's just like, "Oh, that thing that I really, really want," and it's like my biggest desire and dream is, and then I'm but it's to the point that I try to be happy for them and not, like, internalize it to where it's affecting me, but it can be hard because then I just constantly think about, like, wanting to get pregnant and being a mom, and then it just and then it and once the cycle is started, it's really hard for me to get out of it and kinda, like, regulate and be able to be like, "No, okay, this is gonna be okay." That's how it was, like, a couple months ago, but now I'm in a place of, like, it is going to happen for me when it's supposed to,
Mhm.
and that and that's okay, and
Mm,
that's okay, and I know it's gonna happen, and I telling myself that is helping me too.
yes, it's a very different way of looking at things, so that's fantastic. What was that shift for you?
I was just anxiety ridden constantly, and I couldn't do it anymore.
You
Like, I
made a
was like, "This
decision,
is hurting me.
and so you made a decision. Yeah, and you said, "I'm not gonna" what'd you say?
I'm not gonna think negatively about this." Like, it was like, "Oh, well, when is this gonna happen?" It's like, "Well, it's going to." Like, I don't know when, but it's going to.
Yeah.
Just and I'll say the statements that are within me of when I'm thinking of like, "Oh, when we have kids," or when I have kids, sometimes I would keep those in, but now I'm just like, when I have a baby, like, she'll wear that if I have a girl. I don't care if I have a girl or a boy. It wouldn't really matter to me, but it's just sharing in those joys. So, I mean, I feel like if I'm not like this now and so expectant, when it happens, it's almost gonna feel like it's not happening to me if I'm not really present in this moment and connected to the idea of
Mm.
becoming a mother.
Yeah, very wise, Lauren. Very wise. So I love that for you. So you made a shift and you said, I don't want to feel this way. I want to feel this way. And the reason I'm going through that is because you can apply that to all aspects of your life when it comes up, because our thoughts create what we feel, and what we feel creates what we do. And that'll ultimately create what we have, the outcome that we have when we look around. So that's so powerful that you were able to, what you did was you became aware, you acknowledged it, and you decided, I want something different, and then you chose what you decided and you put that in there instead. So the final piece to that is to smile and celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself for catching yourself and on and changing your mindset and shifting that, because that's going to help just seal those neuro pathways even more. So my question to you is, how often do you celebrate yourself and honor yourself?
Not all that often. Coming up with the 20 positive things about myself was challenging. Like, I kept and I was sometimes was writing a word and I'm like, "That is just a synonym of that other word, lady, but you came up with another word, so go for it." So I was counting, I was like, "Okay, we're at 15." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, can I think of 5 more things?"
So
It was
good,
challenging.
yeah. Yeah, that's why it's there. Uh, yeah. Okay, so celebrating yourself, all your little wins are gonna be really, really helpful and important just for the quality of life that you want, that you're looking for, right? And to help calm that nervous system. Yeah. So you have a lot going on. We went through a lot today. Um, our goal was to have you have more clarity, and have like a plan. So I definitely know we did the plan part. At least I feel like we did. Tell me what do you feel? What are your ahas and from today?
I mean, you being able to, explain kind of the labs other than just like, "Hey, this is low and that's low, and, like, let's just send you somewhere where hopefully you can get pregnant," was helpful because, doing that for people is not necessarily just the most beneficial. Someone just goes, "Well, hey, these don't look the best, so we're just gonna send you off somewhere else," other than like, "Okay, well, let's figure out why in your body that this is happening." And so you're telling me that it's looking like there's some gut things that are going on that are impacting all these things. So I'm able to really focus on that. I feel like I have more clarity in that. And, even hearing you like, you said something about my hormones, about the fact that or something about my cycles that they're like, that didn't just feel completely hopeless. It was
Mm,
really nice to hear because it's hard when you kinda know something slightly is off to not just feel completely broken and just like, "Oh my gosh, everything's wrong constantly, and when is this ever gonna happen?" So just you were able to offer hope in a way that was practical. Like, you didn't go, "Oh, hey, everything looks perfect and you're gonna get pregnant next month." But you were just like, "These are totally things that can change and that we can build upon and see changes," and that was helpful for sure.
great. Yeah, and a lot of that was through your eating habits. So changing those cycles, that's going to be really big, right? Yeah, the more vegetables and when you're on the right path. So, yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. Awesome. Is there anything else?
Honestly, I think that the questions that I had a lot of questions, but the questions that I had that were probably the most important that you answered them because I don't think, well, I did have one, did you test my androgens in that?
No.
No, okay. Do you think that would maybe be something that I would need to have tested as well?
Yeah.
'Cause I know with some
Uh,
of the
and
it
also
it
your AMH is always good to look at. Mhm. And I liked your idea of just checking your progesterone later in your cycle. So this is the time to check your progesterone later in your cycle is 7 days post ovulation. Okay. So a lot of doctors will do it on cycle day 21, but you ovulate late. So it'll come back low for you if you do it on cycle day 21. You have to do it on 7 days post ovulation.
and what you saw on my Anito numbers that I sent, does it look like I'm ovulating? Okay, that's that's such a that's good to know.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
mm,
So, Lauren, there's a lot of things here to work with, and it can be overwhelming. And you're on the right path, but your eating habits can be a huge difference for both of you. But I do think that it's a combination, like getting your cycle regular, less painful, better circulation to the area, more nutrition. But also, like, I would really love to get that semen analysis as soon as possible, because that'll give your husband a wake-up call to be like, "Okay, I better do something," or, "Oh, okay, I'm good," and this my lifestyle's not affecting me, even though it's not healthy. You know what I mean? So but it'll give him some clarity to get on board, and it's also important to know because egg quality and sperm quality take a minimum of 3 months to change. So, if we know that there's something going on with his sperm, then he can change his lifestyles, his eating habits, manage stress, exercise, take some supplements, you know,
yes.
that kind of stuff.
Um, oh, is my progesterone strong enough post-ovulation?
That would be the
Er
question.
okay, okay, so
Oh, you mean in your
so
Anito?
yeah, yeah.
I believe it was. I believe it was. I will double check on that and get back to you because I don't have it pulled up. But I believe that it was. I thought that your hormones on the Anito was fine.
Okay. I
But
had
let me
a question.
go ahead.
We don't know my I had a thyroid question, but we don't know how it's functioning.
What
That
was the
would be
question?
Oh, it was if it was functioning in, like, a fertility standpoint. I
I
mean,
didn't see it on your labs. Did they take it?
I guess I thought that she did because when we were talking about the labs, she had mentioned the thyroid, but that might have been something separate from the hormones and stuff that she tested possibly. I'll have to get back with her. And with what you see through, like, my labs and the Aneto, do I have PCOS tendencies at all?
The tendencies because of um, but I did we there was no AMH
Okay. So that
level
we would have
blood.
to get that tested to know.
Well, your
What
thyroid
would
here, you know what, sweetie? I'm sorry. Here is your this is you. Yeah, I just pulled it up. Your thyroid's beautiful. Your TSH is beautiful. I don't know why I made a note to do it. I don't know why I said that. Sorry about that. So your TSH is great.
okay, good. So,
How did I not see
with
it? Yeah.
did did she test cortisol?
Well, that's funny. I missed this whole page. Somehow it just opened up on the second page for me. Your iron is normal and your iron binding is normal too. So she did check that. So that's great. So you can cross that off. Your thyroid's beautiful. Everything. Your thyroid's beautiful. And she did test androgen. I totally missed this page. I'm glad we're talking about it. Um, yeah, so your androgens are normal. Everything looks
Okay.
good. Mhm. And she did a good job. She tested your sex hormone binding globulin, your testosterone. That's yeah, that's fantastic.
My testosterone's not high?
No, it's perfect.
Then why am I
It's on the higher side of normal, but you're good.
then
Yeah.
why am I having excess facial hair? That's so confusing.
Yeah, it could be a lot of different
Okay.
reasons.
Yeah. Oh.
Was I looking? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. But your B vitamins, you definitely need some B vitamins, the B complex. And then your vitamin D is very low.
Did did she test cortisol?
I did not see cortisol. But cortisol from a blood test, isn't usually, I mean, as accurate because it's only taking it for that one moment in time. So usually when I like to test cortisol, we do it through, saliva, and you test it, 4 times throughout the day. And so so if you wanna do something like that, we could arrange. We can talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was where's that one question? Okay. And that okay, the last question that I had was what should I focus on first?
Okay. And what do you think you should focus on first?
Food.
Okay,
Food and
great.
prob keeping myself calm
Well,
to
yeah,
build
you have a lot of great things that you're doing. So yeah, food would be the first place, and then I would also focus on getting the testing done. And then the third step would be the supplements, adding those in.
it's good to me because a lot of the questions that I had, you answered, just in given all the explanations, so,
Awesome.
yeah. And when she tested my I'm pretty sure she tested my A1C, we wouldn't really know if my blood sugar was affecting things or not because
Your
it's
blood
just that
sugar
one.
looks great.
Okay, good.
No, A1C, so glucose is just for that one moment, but A1C actually looks back 3 months, and your A1C was very good. Mhm.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely something I look at, and then yes, very good. She did not test your AMH. I
Mhm.
didn't see it on there, and, yes, but she did test this, so I don't know. I'm so glad I found that page. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How do you feel?
I have a lot of information, but this information essentially is the guide that I was wanting or the clarity, so I don't really feel overwhelmed. I'm just like, "Okay, I know how I work, so I know I have to take it little by little, because I can't just take the whole thing and be like, "Okay, let's go," 'cause I think my whole system will be like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. Absolutely not. Chill out."
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
So,
So
I feel
you
okay.
so your first step is going to be what for clarity?
My foods,
Your foods.
yes, that for me, that just it feels the easiest, and would you say that I would need to wait to do oh, no, you just said for the vitamin D to wait 2 months, but the rest of the testing as in, like did you mean testing for him?
For him, I would test him right away.
Okay, okay.
Can you delegate that to him?
Well, I'm g he if it comes from somebody that has gone to school and has been in things for a whole lot of time, he is very willing to listen. But I think just me being me and the amount of research that I had done wasn't enough. I think coming from a professional,
Yeah, it's
it's
normal.
it'll put a fire under him. Yeah.
I'd love for him to get a semen analysis as soon as possible.
And then for me so you were saying I'm sorry, I got a lot of notes.
It's okay,
With
you're good.
the HSG, you said to wait to do that until his semen analysis,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I would do that. I wouldn't wait too long, but I would do that, after. So it's your it seems like right now your personal focus is foods for both of you. You get to take that role is what I hallucinated that you take the role on for the foods.
Yes.
And then he needs to go do that test. And then and hopefully he'll change some of his eating habits and drinking habits a little bit.
Bingo. I'm hopeful. I mean, he also really wants a baby too, and it's been difficult because there's some people that are like, "Oh, well, we started trying" that weren't making good choices, neither mom or dad,
Yeah,
um, and 3 months in, they got pregnant, and so sometimes it can kinda create "Oh, well, if it's happened for these people, it's supposed to happen in this timeline for us." And the fact that it's been so long is just, I can tell it's discouraging to him too, but he tries not to he doesn't really wear it on his sleeve kinda like I do because I know that he probably thinks that it would affect me, but, like, sometimes being able to see that something big is impacting someone is kinda just have that insight as well. It's like, this means a lot to them too,
yeah,
and we can bear each other's burdens together if he's willing to disclose those things with me, but men a lot of the times do just keep those things in because maybe they just don't know how to process those emotions, but I
right.
know he really wants we really, really want kids, and that comes with sacrifice now and then once they're here, so,
Yeah, it
yeah.
really does, and you wanna be because you wanna give you're giving your baby your DNA, so you want it to be healthy. Give them the best chances, have a healthy baby, and we want you to have a healthy pregnancy. So, right. So, yeah, it starts with the sperm and the egg, but, whatever that is created is gonna manifest into your pregnancy and the health of the baby, so 100%. Yeah, and it is, and I know what you're saying. A lot of women struggle with that, like, my neighbor wasn't even trying, and they do all these things that I don't do, it's no problem. That's that's kind of part of it. That's kind of part of it is you know, focusing on the things that we don't have, and we wanna focus on the things that we do have, and it's part of the growth. I look at the fertility journey as one of the most challenging things, and once you're through it, right now you're in the throes of it, but once you're through it, I know that you'll look back and you'll see all the gifts. And if you can find the gifts now, like how much strength you have, Lauren, like you made a decision to change your mindset and boom, you did it. You're looking for ways to nourish your body differently. That takes a lot of strength, a lot of discipline, a lot of courage. How brave you are to come here and be vulnerable, and so really want to honor you and appreciate you.
Thank you for saying that. That's means
Yeah. Okay. So, I want to make sure we hit our goal before we hang up. Did we hit the goal? How do you feel?
I'm hopeful. Even if things don't look exactly like they need to right now, it's just good to know that just because they are this way doesn't mean that they're that way forever, and that it takes the sacrifice and the time and the effort, and I have all those things, and I can apply them and will get the result that we're longing for. So I feel very hopeful.
Good. So you feel hopeful. Do you feel more clear?
I do. I do.
That
It's a
doesn't
lot of
sound like
information.
it's a lot.
So
Yeah.
it's hard. It's a lot of information, so it's hard to be like, "Okay, yes, it's slightly murky because it's not something that I'm super familiar with, and it's hard because I've done a lot of research, but a lot of people will say, "Do this," and then someone's like, "Oh, but if you do that, it's the worst thing in the world," and then you're just like, "Oh." So to kinda just to have one thing that I'm looking at and following is a lot easier than trying to follow 7 to 10 to however many popping up on TikTok and Instagram, because once you are in this journey, your whole algorithm becomes it, and a lot of the times
Yeah.
I just have to put the
Ch-
phone down
Change
because
that
it's like,
algorithm. Yeah. Change
mm,
change your algorithm. One of the things that's really important is laughter. So change your algorithm to things that make you laugh.
not so I like to laugh a lot.
Because that, there, yeah, you don't know what you're getting on that TikTok thing. So, but yeah, okay. All right. So clarity, but you do because you know you're going to start with food. So there is some clarity there, right? Or okay. It
Yes,
just feels like so you have a path. All right. And you did
I
get a
just have
path.
about let's see, here's the pad, and this is like
All right.
these
So
this
what
is
do you
like
need? What do you
here's the
need to
smooth.
do so you can feel better about it? What do you need to do?
I just know how I work, I just have to take it thing
Take it.
by thing. So, like,
Okay.
the thing that's within my control is, like, the food, and the thing that's in his court is going to get a semen analysis. So that's already 2 things that are working towards the goal. So, that makes me feel good to be able to do more than one at a time, that one's not necessarily on me, because sometimes it can feel so
Feels
like
all
it's
on
all
you.
the woman, it's all the woman. It's like, takes 2.
100%. It takes two. It takes two. So good. All right. Well, I hope you got a lot out of today, and I'm glad that you're leaving with some hope. You'll get some clarity. You definitely have the path. You do at least know your next step, so that's great. You do feel clear on that. And yeah, I'm excited. So thank you so much.